I call Poto Williams.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and it's a pleasure to rise and take a call on this. I just want to acknowledge the previous speaker and his ramblings through Canterbury. It was a little bit like a tourist brochure of Canterbury, so Mr Speaker, Mr Speaker, I'm going to confine my comments to the bill at hand. Firstly, I do want to acknowledge the Minister Wagner for her stewardship of this bill through the House and the Select Committee and the fine work that they have done shepherding this bill through its various stages to the third reading today. Acknowledge in the gallery that we have the representatives of the Arts Centre Trust here who have been here at every reading and through the committee stages. I know that, Mr Speaker, because this is the first bill as a relatively new MP that I have had the pleasure of speaking on at every stage through the House and the committee, and you have been here watching the debates and contributing to the development of this bill, and I acknowledge and congratulate you on this great day. While we've been through traversing this bill as it's gone through the House, Mr Speaker, everyone has had the opportunity to reminisce about the importance of the Arts Centre, the various buildings and the makeup of the Arts Centre, and they've all had an opportunity to talk about how important those experiences have been to them. Everyone has had that opportunity. My colleague Dr Megan Woods talks about her days as a university student and many of the fun activities that she encountered, particularly at the Ducks Deluxe and other venues. Of course, Eugenie Sage talked about her time actually working in the buildings, and it's really it has become a very personal piece of work for many people in this house because of the love that they have for the centre and the buildings and the complex. I mean, I even have my own reminiscences when my daughter, who's now 23, was a very young girl. We were visiting a family in Christchurch at that time, and we had a beautiful afternoon. We had some lovely food, and we were able to actually watch the craftsmen at work in the Arts Centre. And I thought it was an extraordinary thing to be able to watch these artisan craftsmen completing their tasks diligently under the gaze of tourists like myself at that time. And it's no surprise, Mr Speaker, that we have employed the best craftsmen to come and restore this beautiful set of buildings, and it will be a real pleasure to watch that through its restoration. The bill itself, what does it do? Well, it offers protection. It offers protection to enshrine those important objects of the trust so that in order that they cannot be diminished or tampered with or changed in any way other than by an Act of Parliament. And I think that's really important because it speaks to how important heritage is in this particular set of buildings, because heritage is important. Many of my colleagues have talked about how saddened they have been with the loss of heritage in our city. And I know that this bill actually goes to restore some of our faith that a beautiful set of buildings can be restored. It's going to cost an awful lot of money to do so, and it's going to take the top craftsmen around the world to do so. But the Trust Board got it right in terms of ensuring that they had the insurance cover right and ensuring that they had the vision right. So I, for one, am very supportive of this piece of legislation to ensure that we give you the support you need as a Trust Board, that you are able then to find those people and that skill set for the Trust Board to continue to do the fine work into the future. Mr Speaker, I don't really want to stand between my speech and the final passing of this bill, other than to say that there have been a couple of examples in recent times where we know that heritage buildings will be saved And there is one final call to go out for one of the most significant buildings in our city. It's not too late to do what the fine people from the Arts Centre Trust Board have done in ensuring that they retain and restore those fabulous buildings. It's not too late to make a call in terms of our cathedral. The Catholic Cathedral we know is going to be restored, and I for one am really supportive that we do everything that we can to ensure that we retain as many of those beautiful old buildings that speak to our history as well as holding the thread into the future. So on that note, Mr. Speaker, I commend this bill to the House and thank you very much.